Hello guys, and welcome back to Power and Revolution 2019 edition with our Chinese playthrough here. In the last episode, we pushed over into 2022, worked on some space programs, a whole lot of economy work. We finished up some technologies. We finished up building our new oil and gas wells. We have a major growth boost as a result of that. And we are taking two things to the UN right now, one against Bangladesh, one against Taiwan, as I try to work on getting some targets for my country with international approval, quote unquote, that are closer to home than Indonesia, whom I already have approval against, that I actually have reason to attack. If we take a look here, we also have our meeting with Mexico, and he does want to trade, just as I predicted last episode, and I was wrong about one thing. He doesn't want to sell me anything. He wants to purchase something from me. He wants to purchase a satellite from me. He actually wants... Wow. I've only gotten one other person offering to buy military goods from me, or military equipment. I think it was tanks, and it was from one of my neighbors. Now someone actually wants to buy a satellite from me. It's worth 826 mil. This doesn't go directly to me. Of course, this goes to the industry, which I have some shares in. He's already offering above the sale price anyway. This is not an industry which varies, so I will just go ahead and accept that. Yeah, man, go right ahead. Here's your satellite. Sure. Fucking, you're welcome, I guess. Thank you. Can I have land permission? No? What about if I give you land permission? Just, no? Okay, well, I tried. But hey, man, that was a pretty nice deal for us, or specifically our economy, but hey, we benefit from it too. Wow, guys, really good news. Military intervention against Taiwan passed resoundingly. Not a single country voted against it, with only like suspicions of nuclear activity to back it up. Everyone else voted yes. That's amazing. We now have permission to attack Taiwan, meaning we are now going to go to the managed networks for Taiwan. We're going to switch them to cyber attack preparation, just like we have Indonesia on, because I guess they might be our next target. Depends how, Bangladesh goes. And I might take a look at some other countries here now. We have a situation over here a little bit, looking at Myanmar's military bases, where it looks like they got a couple of land bases pretty close to each other. So I'm going to go ahead and take literally all the troops in this one, send them up here, and then we should be able to dismantle this. Just another way to reduce costs overall, make our placement a little bit more efficient. I mean, my whole military network could use with some updating here, but one step at a time. And the resolution against Bangladesh should be underway as well. This one's only for denouncing, not going any further than denouncing, but it should at least get them kicked out of all organizations and basically embargoed, which will make everyone dislike them more, which means if I ask for permission to invade, I'm more likely to get it. So then we can maybe follow Taiwan with them or something along those lines. I don't know if this is a bug, but it said again that I have literally the same exact surplus as the last quarter, which is about 1.8 trillion. Of course, my treasury reserve really didn't move much at all. And my actual budget excess here says only 68.5 billion. So I really don't know what that's about. I'm actually going to get rid of this military base here too, because it's not exactly defending anything. It's defending a sea border that doesn't really need defending. I'm going to take all these troops and I'm actually going to send them over towards where the front would be for this war right here. So I guess now over here to Fuzhou, I guess we can call it. And then I will go and just dismantle this. There you go. And maybe I could reassign these satellites to other parts of Taiwan just to get a little look-see at whatever they have going on. I already have something literally standing right over their capital, but it might be good to see the rest. If I took Taiwan, I definitely have to clean it up. Look how many military bases they have all right next to each other. It's because they're a very over-militarized little island because they expect to be fighting China, so it makes a lot of sense. It is funny how they go more in depth with the numbers of bases here, though, for Taiwan than they do for the US. They give the US 20 foreign bases. In real life, the US has thousands. And I understand you can't really show thousands, but I do still find it funny.
Assessment.
Oh yeah, let's do that before we get caught. Space Hab 2 has yet another country that wants to take part, Bolivia. I'm just going to make this literally me and all of my allies at this rate. Yeah, I'll just throw them on board. Why not? This is just a friendship, treaty for me, basically. Well, by looking at the paper, is somehow how I'm finding out how apparently we have a university infrastructure problem. We need more universities, which doesn't exactly, okay, the fucking army guy seems pissed at me. Even though he likes me, yeah. He's just pissed because I got rid of 3,000 drones. Yeah, it's whatever. But apparently we need more universities. And while I haven't been throwing big bucks into education, I can make sure we keep up with the schools. We've only increased the amount of schools we have by 2 since the start. What's it like to throw just 20 of these bitches in there? 7.3 bill, decent amount, but let's go ahead and raise that number to 100 objective university centers, and maybe they will not be as overcrowded.
It's true.
Blow can't be described as fatal. Is that true? That is true. They do have a lot of sympathizers and followers. Can we file anyone for this? No. We could just infiltrate it. Well, we're just going to have to repeatedly do this. Chinese Democratic Action. It was one of these. I think it was this group over here. Where does it split? This is Burma. Okay, here. It was the Kokang Liberation Front or something. I think that's where this group came out of. But damn, they're fucking huge if that's true. So unfortunately, Bangladesh didn't go as well. I had similar proof, against them. Maybe not as much, but I was the only person that voted yes to even embargo Bangladesh. So, stimulate growth. Shut up. Our growth is crazy high, in fact, especially for having such low inflation. So I guess for now, we have secured international permission to go after Taiwan. So once the cyber attack is ready, we will attack Taiwan. So we have a meeting over here with the leader of Kenya who wants to sell me something. He wants to sell me a fuck ton of sugarcane. Or what to him is a fuck ton anyway. It's still a good amount. It looks like I'm already contracting some of this, probably buying it due to my consumption versus production. He has a pretty good sales price compared to my purchase. I'm only going to do this, man, if you're going to give me a good price. Oh, and it looks like you are at least willing to negotiate with me. So let's try for 36 now. Okay, let's try 37. We're getting closer. Let's try 38. And he accepted $38 for each ton of this sugarcane. Nice. So that fills in more of our stuff. Kenya. What do I think about Kenya? Don't I have a deal with Kenya? Yeah, I think I have an alliance. Yeah, I do with Kenya. I have a whole bunch of shit. Yo, you want to give me a base? No? Alright. Well, thanks for stopping by. Thank you for the trade. That'll help keep us friendly, I guess. We just had 50 helicopters delivered to us by our little construction queue here, which makes me realize this is probably a pretty good time to go ahead here and order another, let's say, 200, and those won't really arrive until later, but we have a constant supply trickling in. This is fine. Looks like we have our final list here for the Space Hab Mod 2 program. Pretty long list of allies, all contributing basically nothing. So, how much does that add up to? 3%. Okay, basically like the other one. 97.5% modify. And we have enough funding. And now we just have to figure out a launch day. Ooh, wow, that scales pretty fast. 7, 6, 7. So we want the 7th month of 2024. I guess we'll pick the 17th day, confirm, and approve the program. Now, this was needed for something else. This was needed for one of my other programs, and if I remember correctly, it was Tiangong 3? Yes, Tiangong 3. So this needs to be... Why is... estimated risk of failure is always at 2 for this one. Probably because of the amount of money associated with this and the fact that I haven't poured more money into it. So this is set for 6/19/2025. This should be done by then, theoretically. This is the time to launch. No, wait, this is the wrong one. This is the time to launch. There's also a mission time. So I don't know exactly how well timed this is, but I'll probably move it up another month or two. Yeah, let's say 2 months, just in case. I'd have to like throw more money at this to really make it not be okay, but oh yes, I can increase the amount of money put into it, which I think I'm gonna try. It's about another 5 bill to about 130 bill. That should hopefully be enough to get the risk of failure down to 0. I'd prefer it to be at 0. Well, we just discovered the anti-sleep molecule. This sounds like an awful thing in real life. This doesn't even get rid of the need to sleep. It just gets rid of a sleep hormone, melatonin. That doesn't sound so good, but apparently it helps. And we just got 50 more helicopters delivered. I am curious, what does this affect? Anti-hair loss lotion? What the hell? What does anti-sleep have to do with anti-hair loss? Either way, it gives us a bonus to the pharmaceutical industry, so yay? Well, that extra 5 bill really worked for the Tiangong 3 space program, so that's good. I was just looking over, I was looking at that just now, but yeah, as you can see, that works out pretty well for this space program. I was also looking over at, where was it? The Lunar Exploration Program, which is waiting on the super heavy rockets. This takes place way further in the future. I think I'm going to go ahead and throw another 700 million at this to try to get this one down to 0. I'd rather not roll the dice at all if I can afford it, of course. Well, we just got another 100 tanks delivered, which is good. And everything's holding up pretty well, so I'm going to use this opportunity to order another 100 of our helicopters. Some kind of space program is finishing right now. The mission to Mars, complete success. The TV is just gonna say some generic shit, so let's actually, I'm on the wrong menu. Let's go over here and check out what the hell that was myself. So scroll down to success and we have the mission to Mars. That was a space probe with exploration robot on Mars. The interest of that was pretty high and we have succeeded it, so that's awesome. And I can see that that is a bit of a important program here. As you can see, you have to do that 3 times in order to make a permanent base on Mars. So it seems like that's something that I should get going again as soon as possible. Space probe with exploration robot. Okay, this isn't too expensive or anything. Let's go ahead and set this to 2 billion at the start, and we'll do mission to Mars 2, just so I can keep track of it. USA already has 3 done at the start, meaning they're the perfect ones to make a base on Mars, but I'm still going to work towards this myself. So let's go ahead and create this, and this will be our new program to fund. We weren't actually funding anything. I stopped funding things, but now we have this to look forward to. Well, I was curious how we were doing compared to the US in certain statistics, and I found here that we're actually doing pretty well economically. Their unemployment's a lot higher, their growth is close to none, and while their inflation is good, I mean, it's barely offset by their growth. They do have a national deficit. Their debt is constantly going up, whereas we're only improving. That's why we are definitely catching up to them on the share of the world GDP percentage. Of course, their debt, just like real life, is still nothing compared to Japan. Of course, in real life, Japan doesn't get a lot of attention for having the highest debt percentage per GDP per capita out of every country. They don't get a lot of attention. Usually the US just gets attention, even though even in real life it is a huge difference. But hey, we just got 100 tanks. Nice. And since everything's going rather well, I believe I will go ahead and recruit or build another 200 of these helicopters. We're now pretty much only one step away from securing our place as the biggest helicopter fleet. So the risk of failure for our loop-de-doop-de-doop thing over here seems to be increasing or so. We're still missing a technology for it. So I'm going to push this into 2031. and select the, let's be safe and just pick the 5th month for now to help that along. So my leader keeps getting this event where he keeps like losing his apartment, like just over and over and over again. And I don't know, I feel like I should do something about that. Maybe I already did at some point. Maybe I already did, but I'm going to go ahead and let's raise my own salary to $2,000. I forget if this is a month or a year, but either way, this is incredibly low. So I'm just going to raise this to $2,000 and see if that event stops popping up or something. Maybe it will raise my my leader's health. Oh, hello? Is this actual proof that I just got, or are these suspicions? Brunei. I have proof. I have actual tangible evidence that the king of Brunei, this little place right here that I forgot exists, has actually purchased nuclear weapons. Let's go ahead and provide that proof to the UN Security Council. And simultaneously, let's go to the mission of Mars 2. This is everyone that's trying to join me in the first round. No European Space Agency. But here comes Russia offering 163 million, a lot more than they usually come forward with. It's more of an interesting thing. They probably have more interest in this. They want to get this kind of thing done. Let's go ahead and accept that and move this into the next round of spending. And we have evidence that is sufficient for sanctions. Fuck sanctions. I have proof that they bought 2 nuclear missiles. Just give me the ability to invade. Thank you very much. I'll look at sanctions later. Or, in case this doesn't work. But, wow. If I go and look at the statistics here, can I see? Yeah, I guess I probably could. The nuclear warheads. Is Brunei on this list? Brunei. I don't see them. But I guess they just might not have updated yet. But look at how many nations. As a reminder, 9 nations had nukes at the start of this. Russia's actually dismantled some nukes. I've made a bunch. Pakistan has made 1. North Korea's lost 6? They must have dismantled. Look at all these countries here. All these are new countries that have nukes, that have newly made nukes. That's a lot. And a lot of these are really weird countries to have nukes. The Republic of the Ivory Coast? Of every country. Why? We just got like 300 tanks delivered and now we're at 7,000 out of like 8,000. Only 1,000 left to hit our target goal at the moment. And everything's going just smoothly, steadily. We're going to go ahead and order our last 200 helicopters to hit our target goal of having the largest helicopter fleet. Our proposal of military intervention against Brunei is now going to the UN, and the law on my salary has gone through. Just to do a little gamey check on our progress for cyber attack against Taiwan, we are at about 50%. So if this doesn't start this episode, it'll probably start the next. So China's not a very religious country, so I think I'm going to try a form of birth control that may be a little less popular with religions, and that is to legalize to some extent some more homosexual rights. Legalizing rights may be kind of silly for China, but it may help resolve some issues we have. If you are encouraged to be openly gay, then more than likely you will not go have kids unless you're adopting. But, however, adoption's not legal yet. I'm going to go one step at a time, starting with, let's just get this to a civil union. I'm, of course, going to vote pro to that resolution. Now, let's get to civil union. My people might hate this. They might hate it, but my population is out of control, okay? I need some gay people, or if one day we might not have enough something to go around.
One of my men succeeded in infiltrating Key Center.
All right, we got back into that terrorist organization. We're slowly chipping away at it, bit by bit, every now and again. Good news, guys. We just got permission to invade Brunei, ruled by Syria for whatever reason. I don't know why that is. Also, there's a new leader of France. Macron looks like he lost that, or he just didn't run. I think he ran, though. And whoever this chick is supposed to be is the new winner. But we just got permission to invade Brunei, and they're all the way down here. This would be such an easy takeover. Like, I feel like a cyber attack wouldn't even be necessary. Do I have any satellites set up here? No, I don't. I want to get a satellite over here then, just so I can keep track of things. Do I have? Yes, I have a satellite right here. Just a satellite I've already put somewhere, so I don't end up moving stuff around. I'm gonna put one satellite over there. I didn't mean to play that. I didn't mean to play that. Here's another one. Unless this is the one I was already moving. I don't think it was. I'm going to move that one over here to take a look in there. And just while we're waiting for them to arrive, at least, I'm going to go ahead and put this on cyber attack. This would go a lot faster one way or another if there was another 5 agents there. So we'll take these out of the Maldives. Maldives aren't very important. And we'll go confirm that. And now we have 2 confirmed attack targets. Well, we have 3 if you include Indonesia. And the mission to Mars 2 is waiting my reply. Who wants to join? Kazakhstan and Argentina, really? I'm going to take Kazakhstan here. I got to try saying Kazakhstan because I think that's the actual way to say it. So I'm going to go ahead and accept you. You're not contributing much, but hey man, maybe you'll like me more. Maybe I can eventually get an actual alliance with you. That would be good. Whoa, I must have clicked the wrong thing. But if we take a look, we now have 2 targets. Taiwan, which is right off of our coast, and Brunei down here, which is, well, it's not exactly right off of our coast, but we could definitely stage to attack this pretty damn easily. And this would be an amazing, like, kind of staging point. It would be a better staging point. Well, not better than literally staging right here to go into the capital. But in case, Indonesia turns into all-out war, Brunei would be a much closer staging point and would expand our force projection, essentially, into the region. So that's awesome. Of all the countries to buy nuclear missiles and literally give me free just reign to attack them, I never would have expected Brunei. I never would have expected it. And we're into another quarter here. We're a global warming underachiever. You need to shut up. Unless you're going to fund my clean energy, you should shush. Another $1.8 trillion cash surplus. Again, I don't know how that can be when my budget excess is not even close to that. And it's not like it's adding that. It's adding like the exact amount. This has to just be like a number bug. That number just has to be bugged out. I don't see any other like potential explanation.
You are giving our country a big breath of fresh air.
And can someone tell me why this guy keeps telling me that I'm doing amazing with ecology when, for one, I mean, really I'm not overall. I'm polluting less than I was at the start of the game, but I'm still the biggest polluter in the world. I don't understand why the ecologist is like, yeah, you're doing a great job, and the international community is like, you suck at this. Oh, what the hell? The Turkish government gives the United States troops 3 weeks to withdraw from its territory. What the hell is happening here? 3 weeks? That's an ultimatum. I thought the U.S. already committed to leaving Turkey. I still don't see any troops moving to and from, and I still see the bases there. Did the U.S. commit to retreat, or is Turkey, like, not having U.S. troops stationed there anymore? Damn, can you imagine if Turkey got into a war with the United States? The U.S. is actually funding a manned orbital flight around Mercury. That's actually kind of an important thing there. By 2030. Well, the U.S. doesn't like me, and either way, not even Russia lets me join theirs, no matter how much I offer. And I offer every single time, so I mean, good luck. But not actually, because you're the U.S. and you're my mortal enemy. So fuck you, I guess. So the law on homosexual rights has gone through, and the people that like it are upset about it?
The decree
I don't know. And Malaysia wants to meet with me. Is that Malaysia? It looks like Malaysia. So I guess I'll go meet with Malaysia. I'm confused. So what do you guys think of me? I mean, doesn't look like much has changed. If I go to, would they be an association? Homosexuals. Well, you like me. So maybe that was just like the overall popularity hit because there's more religious than there are homosexuals. I don't know. We've just passed into another quarter though. Unemployment rate stagnating,
Here's our growth.
4.82% annual growth prediction. Yep. Still an overproduction of electricity, apparently. You have even a little bit of an overproduction about electricity, and they don't stop spamming you with that shit for a second. We have our meeting with Malaysia here, and they would like to purchase from me some maize, for which I do produce more than I need. Their purchase price is higher than my sales price. Only if you're going to negotiate with me here, little buddy. This is just the perfect way to test if they will. Oh! Did I... What?
No.
Malaysia. We don't have anything. You want non-aggression? No? Okay, what? Did I, like, mess something up, or did they just really, really want that deal? I guess it's because it's already at their purchase price, but usually they want to get a better deal than their purchase price. What did I just sell off? Maize to you. It makes me feel like I fucked something up. Insignificant to our production. The revenue's alright, so you're happy that it's not bigger, basically. You're unhappy that it's not bigger. And the product itself is not considered profitable. But other than that, I don't think I actually messed anything up. So let me just take a look at that again. Hang on, wait a minute. Sale of maize. Yes, you're purchasing for 164.25, and I think I accidentally put 0.35, which is way above my sale price. Although it was considered close to my already average sale price for whatever reason. But hey, man, I guess that was a pretty good deal. I mean, the advisors don't like it, but it's higher than the price I was already selling it for, and it's just not a large amount, so it's not going to have much of an effect on the economy. And the AI only grades a contract as being good when it's going to have like a gigantic, like basically uncontrollable effect on your economy. So someone's having a funeral, I guess. Jihai Bao. I don't really know who that is, but apparently he's having a funeral. And the mission to Mars 2 is once again waiting on my reply. Let's take a look. Australia, of all people, of all countries, Australia wants to join. I mean, alright, I've already kind of turned you over to my sphere, in a way, you could say. We're allies anyway. I have troops in your country, at the very least. In 1 week, we get to watch the scheduled liftoff of the Sun-Kiss space program, which I believe may have been the first, or maybe one of the first. One of the original space programs that I had made upon starting the game here, and that's a probe for the studies of the sun, which isn't something like, crazy or anything. It's pretty simple. It doesn't cost very much. Russia joined me on it. It's going to be launching from Russia. This might actually be the first one we do that launches from Russia. As you see, there's not a lot of things done here at all. If we take a look, yeah, the only these countries, well, I say only, but this is most of the countries, have done things with the sun. The United States did it twice. Current, me and Russia, because we're working on this together, but prior to this, it was just the European Space Agency, Germany, and then the US did it twice. So it may not be brand new, but it was cheap, and it's something we hadn't done yet. So that's going to get going real soon.
Scientific rigor has proved its
Looks like we
superiority
finally
over
did it.
optimal-
Looks like we finally went ahead and got rid of our last terrorist organization again, I should say, since this was the group, the duo of terrorist organizations we got from taking Myanmar. Who knows, we go take over Taiwan or Brunei, whether or not we're going to get any more. We just might. It's time to watch the liftoff. And I think this is also going to be a good place to end the episode. We've accomplished quite a lot today. We've gotten pretty far in terms of the amount of time passed this episode. And I checked again, we're about 72% of the way to a cyber attack on Taiwan. So next episode, we are definitely, almost certainly, going to war with Taiwan and or Brunei. Probably Taiwan, I imagine. Thank you guys very much for watching, though, and I guess I'll see you on the next episode. Let's go ahead and watch this together before calling it a day.